Good morning, Terabytes. This is your newscast for Thursday, March 10th, 2022. My name is Abby, and this is NewsBYTEs.
Welcome to NewsBYTEs Middle School Edition. My name is Maya. Let's start off our broadcast this week with Miss Brower and our weekly message.
Good morning, New Code Academy. It's Miss Brower. I'm your assistant principal, and I'm here with a couple quick announcements. So first, we need pictures of every single one of you for our yearbooks. So if you did not go to the Oak Grove Auditorium this year to get your picture taken by LifeTouch, we need a picture of you. So you could do a couple things. You could have someone take a picture of you. You could take a picture of yourself. But what you want to do is make sure it's like about what you see here with like head and shoulders, and try to make sure there isn't too much happening in the background. And then send your picture to the email address you see on the screen. Okay. There's a different one for elementary and a different one for middle. So send your email with your picture to the email address you see on the screen, or ask your family member to help you do that. Okay, we want you to be a part of the yearbook so that when you're old, like me, you can pull it out and have all these memories come back of this amazing year you spent at New Code. Okay, so that's my first announcement. Second announcement, it's a long weekend. You don't have school Monday or Tuesday. And so a couple things we want you to do. We want you to relax. We want you to run around outside. We want you to spend time with your family and friends. And if you have any work that you've gotten behind in, this is a perfect time to catch back up. You've got 2 days where you won't be going to school, and you can catch back up over the long weekend. So New Code Academy, we will see you back here Wednesday morning. And although we will miss you, we can't wait to see you again next week. All right, bye, New Code.
Thank you, Miss Brower. Let's check in with Rory to see how the weather looks as we get on to further into March.
Hey Rory, I hear we are losing an hour of sleep this weekend.
Hey Terabytes, it's Rory back with this week's weather. You're right, Maya, we will lose an hour of sleep. That's because daylight savings time starts at 2 a.m. on Sunday. This is when we set our clocks ahead an hour. The upside to daylight savings time is that we get an extra hour of sunlight at the end of the day. It is also a good idea to use daylight savings time as a reminder to check the batteries in your smoke detectors and carbon monoxide alarms. Now it's time for the weather forecast. Today's date is Thursday, March 10th. The high will be 18 and the low will be 5. There will be a massive warm-up from Saturday to Sunday. Saturday will have a high of 19. And Sunday will have a high of 37. Next week will feel like a heat wave with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Spring is coming, people. That's all for this week's weather. Bye.
Thank you, Rory. So again, don't forget to turn your clocks ahead 1 hour before bed Saturday night.
I hear there's a new Batman movie out. I heard it was so good that everyone wanted to see it. Here's Mr. Cannon with more on that story.
Good morning, Terabytes. Welcome to Weird World News. My name is Mr. Cannon. Let's see what is happening in our weird world today. That's right, the new Batman movie, The Batman, opened in theaters last Friday. In spite of its 3-hour runtime, the movie raised over $128 million just through the opening weekend. That makes it the second highest grossing film released during the pandemic. But that's not our story. Even more unusual, during one of the screenings this past weekend in Austin, Texas, viewers witnessed a live bat flying around the theater. The movie was paused while animal control was brought in to attempt to capture the bat, but they were unsuccessful. Moviegoers were given the option of a full refund, but most chose to stay and finish the 3-hour movie, despite the bat flying around overhead. Management believes it was a prank played by one of the moviegoers and have increased security for the remainder of the screenings. Well, that's it for Weird World News. I'm Ray Cannon. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Cannon. I wonder when someone saw the animal, did they say, "Did you see the Batman?"
Always the joker. Luckily, we have Duncan, who's always serious.
Hey Terabytes, welcome back to yet another edition of But Seriously. On Tuesday, President Joe Biden announced a ban on Russian oil imports as a response to the country's invasion of Ukraine. Biden also said that the U.S. was closely consulting with European allies who are more dependent on Russian energy and may not be able to join the ban immediately. The European Union and the United Kingdom will also begin to phase out their reliance on Russian energy products, which could be more difficult for the U.S. Europe relies on imports for 90% of its gas and 97% of its oil, with Russia supplying 40% of their gas and a quarter of their oil. While Russian oil constitutes a small part of U.S. imports, gas prices will also be affected as a result of the ban. Teachers in Minneapolis went on strike on Tuesday, saying they are fighting to ensure safe and stable schools and better wages. Union leaders said that district officials were not willing to compromise on wages, particularly a living wage for education support professionals, limits on class sizes, and mental health services for students. One of the main demands of the union is a starting salary of $35,000 for education support professionals, as opposed to the current salary of $24,000. In response, Minneapolis administrators have cited massive budget shortfalls in recent years and the loss of students during the pandemic, which led to reduced state aid. About 500 residents voluntarily evacuated from the slopes of Guatemala's volcano of fire on Tuesday as volcanic rock and ash flowed down the mountainside to an area that was previously devastated by volcanic eruptions in 2018. The National Institute of Seismology, Volcanology, Meteorology, and Hydrology said in a statement that the volcano's activity began to diminish at around 3 a.m. The country's disaster agency said that shelters had been opened for the evacuees in a nearby town. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you, Duncan. We appreciate you helping us stay up to date on the current events.
Next up, we have Caleb with Sports Bites. Under what he has for us this week.
Hey, sports fans! Caleb here with the newest edition of Sports Bites! All week, I have been thinking about those crazy sports from last week's Sports Bites. So I came up with one of my own. I named it Googly Eye Hoops. What you do is put on these glasses that make your vision very blurry. Walk about 14 of your feet lengths away from the basket, and then try to shoot a sock ball into the basket. Here's a video of me doing it. Hello everyone, welcome to Googly Eye Hoops number 1. I have my glasses, my basket, and my sock ball. Right now I'm just counting out my steps. And I'm ready for attempt 1. Where are my basketball skills? Ready for attempt 2. Oh, I missed again. Ready for attempt 3. Now that you have seen my example of a pretty crazy sport that I made up, be watching your emails for a chance to make up your own video on a crazy sport that you came up with. Click the Sports Bites button on your launch page to record your video. Also, there will be a March Madness question form for you to fill out a few days after March Madness begins, which is March 13th. That is it for sports. See you next time.
Thank you, Caleb. It's always fun to see what exciting sports events you have for all of us.
That brings us to our school challenge segment. Here's Abby with what to look forward to this month.
Welcome to School Challenge. My name is Abby, and if you're anything like me, I know you love playing with your phone or device, and I have found some pretty awesome filters you can use to take great selfies. So this month, I challenge you to send in your best filter selfies. Want to see some examples? Check these out. I know Mr. Giroud and some of the teachers are masters of selfie filters. So I challenge you, the students, to outdo the teachers on this challenge. So send in your best filtered selfies to rcannon at ISD271. Let's see how many great pictures we can get. Thanks for watching. See you all next week. Bye!
I bet Mr. Giroux is going to slay this challenge. I wonder if any of the students can outdo him.
I'm not sure, Maya, but I can't wait to find out. Finally, let's end our show this week with Dad Jokes with Don. Hey Don, where did Mario Karts go after he parked it in the wrong place? It got towed.
It's me, Mario, sitting in for Dad Jokes with Don. Don is out recovering from a surgery, so I am taking over his place today with some Mario jokes.
When is Mario's birthday? Mar 10th.
That's right, Caleb. It's my birthday, March 10th. MAR10. Mario. How do Mario and Luigi surf the web? With a web browser.
Why couldn't Toad put a pool table in his house? Because it took up too much mushroom.
That's right, Duncan. Toad could not put a pool table in his house because he did not have mushroom.
How do Koopas communicate? With a shell phone.
What did the green mushroom say to Luigi? Get a life.
How do Koopalings ask for things? Let me have it.
Oh, that's a good one, Maya, about the Koopalings. So that's all for Dad Jokes with Mario. See you next time. Bye.
Well, Maya, that brings us to the end of another show. Remember, turn your clocks ahead Saturday night and send in your best filter pics.
Have a great week, Terabytes. Don't forget to send in your jokes and
Take a
videos and
bite
take a
out
bite
of
out of learning.
Bye! Did you see Bat